So President Biden is working to lower drug prices for Americans. And now, for the first time, look at the list. Medicare can negotiate the price of prescription drugs. Drug companies face penalties when they hike prices above inflation. Insulin copays are capped at $35 for seniors and people with disabilities. And all out-of-pocket costs for prescription drugs will be capped at $2,000 for Medicare beneficiaries beginning next year. Now, President Biden wants to double down on this progress by ensuring that people who don't have Medicare feel the same relief, and I am all for it. There is no reason why Americans should have to pay more for prescription drugs than anywhere else in the world, especially when American taxpayers contribute billions of dollars to the research and development for those same drugs. Secretary Becerra, do you know how much American taxpayers invest in medical research and development every year, drug research and development?
Senator, I hope you have that number. I know it's a big amount, but I can get it to you if you don't have it.
That's okay. I actually do have it. It's about $115 billion, of which $54 billion is for biomedical research. That's in a single year. And I think this money is well spent. I'm a big fan. It supports the scientific research that we need to develop new therapies and new cures. But the problem is that Big Pharma takes these discoveries, turns them into drugs that they can market, and then charges Americans nearly triple what they charge other nations to access the very same drugs that American taxpayers helped develop. So, Secretary Becerra, do you think that Americans should have to pay more for drugs that their tax dollars help develop than other people around the world?
Senator, first, in the spirit of competition, we should be able to get prices that everyone else gets. But secondly, if we put some skin in the game, we should probably be able to get far better prices.
I like your approach on this. You know, charging Americans this much for drugs when we're the ones who help pay to develop those drugs is just greed, pure and simple. And the Biden administration wants to do something about it. So in December, it released a proposal that would allow more companies to produce a drug that taxpayers help develop if the original drug manufacturer jacked up the price so much that people can't afford it. As you know, this is called march-in rights, and it would inject some competition into the market and lower drug prices for families. Now, this law has been on the books for over 40 years, but it has never been used, in large part because Big Pharma has spent millions of dollars trying to convince policymakers that a drug's price has no impact on whether or not patients can access it. But I got to say, any person who is forced to make difficult decisions between affording their medication and paying rent or trying to put food on the table will tell you that argument is wrong, that if you can't afford to buy the drug, then you don't have access to it. So, Secretary Becerra, if this draft framework that the Biden administration is working on right now is finalized, what impact would that have for American families?
Senator, our belief is that this would make the pharmaceutical industry far more competitive. It would also prevent the lockout of manufacturers who are willing to actually sell for competitive prices. And it would probably unlock access to some very crucial medications for more Americans. And so, on the whole, I think what we're trying to do is fulfill the character of this nation, to have competition drive what people get.
I have breaking news to share with you today. Democratic lawmakers in Congress have just made a big announcement regarding government programs. This is as both Republicans and Democrats discuss Social Security funding for the future. Many experts are worried that cuts to benefits could be next. My dear friends, do make sure that you watch until the end of this video, especially if you are a senior or a retiree. Also, in a video later today, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please make sure that you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. According to The Hill, Democrats are criticizing former President Trump's recent comments, suggesting cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Democrats are using it to energize their supporters and contrast their stance with that of the Republican Party. During a recent interview, Trump's remarks prompted an immediate response from President Biden's campaign. They released a new ad contrasting Trump's comments with Biden's recent State of the Union address, where Biden emphasized his commitment to protecting Medicare and Social Security. This is not the first time that Democrats have capitalized on Republican missteps regarding entitlement programs. In the 2022 campaign cycle, then National Republican Senatorial Committee Chair Rick Scott's proposal to sunset federal legislation, including Social Security, became a liability for Republicans. Democrats consistently brought up Scott's proposal, putting Republicans on the defensive. But despite attempts by some Republicans to distance themselves from Scott's remarks, Democrats have continued to highlight them. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell clarified that the GOP plan would not include a sunset provision for Medicare and Social Security. Scott himself eventually dropped the proposal from his plan. However, Democrats have persisted in referencing Scott's blueprint. With Trump's recent comments, Democrats see an opportunity to once again capitalize on Republican vulnerability regarding Medicare and Social Security. Senator Tim Kaine emphasized the popularity of these programs and the tendency of some Republicans to raise the issue despite its political risks. Senator Dick Durbin, the second-ranking Democrat in the Senate, pointed out that Republicans like Rick Scott faced backlash for similar proposals in the past. Senator Durbin emphasized the importance of issues like Medicare and Social Security to voters and warned Republicans to tread carefully on this topic. Democrats see the issue of protecting Social Security and Medicare as having broad appeal beyond just a presidential race. Senator Gary Peters, who chairs the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, stressed the party's commitment to defending Social Security and Medicare. He highlighted the clear difference between Democrats and Republicans on this issue and emphasized the importance of conveying this distinction to voters. Senator John Thune, a potential future Senate GOP leader, described Biden's criticism as a non-issue for Republicans. Also, friends, the Labor Department released a recent report. The latest report indicates a slight increase in the number of Americans applying for jobless benefits, but overall, the figures remain at historically low levels amidst a thriving labor market, despite elevated interest rates. The total number of Americans collecting jobless benefits increased by 17,000 to 1.81 million during the week ending March 2nd. This figure was revised down from the previous week, indicating a downward trend. Since the significant job losses during the crisis in 2020, weekly unemployment claims have consistently remained at historically low levels. The Federal Reserve responded to the high inflation levels by raising its benchmark borrowing rate 11 times, starting in March 2022. The goal was to address the inflation surge following the economic rebound from the crisis. But despite concerns that the rapid rate hikes could lead to a recession, the economy has remained resilient, with strong job growth and consumer spending. In February, U.S. employers added a surprising 275,000 jobs, underscoring the economy's strength despite high interest rates. So although the unemployment rate increased slightly to 3.9% in February, it remains low by historical standards. Well, my awesome and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dearest friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. In a video later today, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, do make sure that you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances, friends, of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed Friday.